We're back with NBC News In Depth tonight. It's about this continuing struggle to get help to the tiny and poverty-stricken nation of Bangladesh after that devastating cyclone days ago. Even as relief supplies from the U.S. are finally reaching the hardest hit areas, the Bangladeshi government in that mostly Muslim nation has insisted that the U.S. Marines there keep a low profile. But as NBC's Ian Williams witnessed in one small town, hungry survivors wanted more and not less from the Americans.
They'd heard the Americans were coming well before the giant Chinook helicopters swept in, with the first significant U.S. aid to Golachipa since the cyclone struck nearly 2 weeks ago. The hungry crowd watched as Bangladeshi soldiers and U.S. Marines unloaded drinking water flown from the USS Kearsarge.
The more water we can get, the more supplies we can get to these people, we will. We're doing everything we can.
U.S. aid arriving here at last, delayed by diplomatic wrangling and limited by Bangladesh government unease about U.S. troops in this Muslim country. But none of that matters in the areas devastated by the cyclone, where they'd hoped for more food as well, and that the Marines would help distribute the aid.
Everything was planned. If they could have come, then we could have distributed together.
We travelled to the local distribution centre, where hundreds of desperate survivors were waiting for handouts of rice. Many of those waiting here have received very little aid since the cyclone hit, and the prospect of American aid has raised expectations enormously.
They expect more from them. Firstly, we need dry foods and medicines, then the water. But they are supplying only water.
The Chinooks will be back. The U.S. relief operation is gathering pace, but cautiously so, walking a diplomatic tightrope, which makes meeting the needs of the survivors much more of a challenge. Ian Williams, NBC News, Golachipa, Bangladesh.